Order. I call the honourable member for Gilmore. Yes, Gilmore.
Mr Deputy Speaker, this government stands for employment solutions to work, not for employment dissolution to welfare. Gilmore's unemployment rate was fifth highest in Australia at 9.3% when Labor left government last year. Those opposite have crocodile tears over budget reallocation. Clearly the change in taxpayer dollars being redirected is an obvious result of the failed program measures of the last Labor government, when an extra 200,000 people were looking for work. Those opposite should be ashamed. Our current unemployment is the legacy of 6 years of Labor government that promoted handouts, bonuses and carbon tax compensation without any sense of return from the recipients, without proper audit and certainly no measure of delivery outcomes. Those opposite have absolutely no idea. To condemn a young unemployed person to a life of welfare dependence is the very pathway to a lack of self-esteem, progressing to social isolation, depression and possibly unsocial behaviour. The plan to encourage re-engagement through volunteering is a proven method to revitalise people and grow their self-confidence. Mr Deputy Speaker, this government is getting on with the job of repairing the cracks that the Australian Labor Party left in our economy. We're getting on with the job of restoring business confidence, creating 1 million new jobs, getting the budget into black. It's those on this side of the House who truly care about employment, who truly care about Australia's future prosperity, rather than welfare horizons as far as the eye can see. Gilmore is one of just 18 trial sites for the government's revamped and revitalised Work for the Dole scheme. During the next few months, over 800 local job seekers will have the opportunity to learn new skills, get work ready and contribute back to the community that's helped them get on their feet. With over 6,000 unemployed in my electorate, I'm focused on bringing new opportunities and better skills to our people. The government's 20,000 trade support loans will help to restore the prestige of an apprenticeship and help our local youth in Gilmore get through the tough years that a trade apprenticeship brings. These loans will allow apprentices to buy tools, a vehicle or simply keep their head above water. Our scheme offers actual incentives for apprentices to complete their training, with a $4,000 discount on their loan when they complete their apprenticeship. And this actually supports TAFE education, which, by the way, is predominantly funded by the state government. After all, Mr Deputy Speaker, why should a plumber, electrician, builder, baker or any other kind of trade be treated any differently to a university graduate? Without a builder to construct our homes, our offices and city infrastructure, we wouldn't have universities in the first place. In many towns across Australia, especially regional and rural Australia, the highest income earners you'll find are the builders, the miners, the plumbers and the bakers, as it should be. It's time to restore the prestige of an apprenticeship, and that's just one thing this government is doing to get Australia and our unemployment rate back on track. Labor's so-called support for manufacturing and the workers has to be questioned when associated jobs were lost at a rate of 67 a day. That equals one job lost every 19 minutes. What a disgrace. Industries like the Shoalhaven paper mill or the Port Kembla Steelworks used to employ tens of thousands of people between them under the last coalition government. Since Labor's election in 2007, we're now lucky to see that total more than 1,000. We're also investing in older Australians with our $10,000 Restart grant for businesses who employ workers over 50. This is a strong incentive to employ some of our wisest and greatest assets in the Australian workforce. The electorate of Gilmore has one of the highest numbers of these wiser residents in the entire country. We have over 20,000 aged pensioners who make up a strong, experienced and mature workforce, and we're proud of that fact. This initiative will be part of our efforts to reduce our chronic local unemployment, as well as the Green Army project, which is an amazing initiative. This government is in the business of creating a strong economy and keeping jobs for Australians. I'm in the business of fixing Gilmore's unemployment rate. Mr Deputy Speaker, there have been many occasions in the last 12 months where I have spoken in passionate terms about the devastating effect of the Labor Party's carbon tax on regional employment. Those opposite have no concept that for a small, local, family-owned business, the huge increase in electricity causes them to think twice about employing young people for part-time employment. They simply cannot afford it. It's easier to just do it themselves so they can stay ahead financially, and the employment for young people chronically dropped. Mr Deputy Speaker, I was in business for almost 20 years. I know full well how important work experience and work confidence is for a new employee. Having employed more than about 150 people in a period of 20 years, I know exactly what skills they need. We don't do them any favours for the young people by not encouraging them to start volunteering or get their initial work experience. Ultimately, the efforts of these initiatives and the efforts of this government will lead to a much greater potential for growing paid employment for every unemployed person.
Order. The discussion has concluded.